Good morning, boys and girls. It's great to be with you again on this Sunday morning, and I hope you've had a great week at school and we're ready to learn some more about our Lord Jesus. Now, Lord Jesus, when he was talking to his disciples, he described them as the salt of the earth. That's a strange way to describe someone. So I brought some table salt. You're all familiar with that, and we put that on our French fries or anything else to bring out the flavour. And some food is really much nicer if we put salt on it and to bring out the flavour. And this is what salt looks like when it comes out of the ground. It's like a great rock. And you see that broken up and put on the roads to make the roads safe in the winter. So salt is very important for food and for road safety and all sorts of other things. Take a look at my shirt. You see the nice bright blue colour and the nice bright badge on there? Salt helps the colours to stay good in fabric. It preserves the dye so it doesn't fade. And that's very important so that we look cool and good in our clothes. Salt is also used to make leather. And here's one of my leather belts. And used for other leather products. It's also used to make plastic. And here's a toy made of plastic, and this keeps the plastic strong. The salt keeps the plastic strong. Way back, salt was also used as a preservative to keep fish and meat fresh after it had been caught or slaughtered. And even further back, salt was used as money. So instead of a $5 bill, you would pay with salt. So salt is very, very important, and the disciples understood when Jesus said, "You are the salt of the earth." And he used salt as an illustration of an equivalence of faith. So if we are salty as Christians, then our faith works out in our lives. And there's a danger that if salt loses its saltiness, it is worthless and gets thrown out. So that's why it's so important to stay close to Jesus in our lives, and we do that through prayer and through reading the Bible and through learning from others about him. But more than that, salt has to be seen to be effective. And so it's important to show salt to others by a smile, by kind words, by donating food or money, and doing whatever we can to make our world, our Canada, a better place. And also to share our faith with others, to explain what Jesus means to us and how God helps us in our lives. So let's just close with a word of prayer. Dear God, help us flavour our world with your love. Help us make the world a better place. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hi, we're down in God's garden, and I've got some really fun crafts to do today. We're talking about salt, how salt makes everything taste better. And it's like love. Love makes everything feel better. So we are called to be the salt of the earth. And we're going to make some really neat crafts with salt today. This is the first one we're going to do. This is one that my granddaughter made for me so I could show you. And it's going to be just beautiful. I'll show you exactly how to do that. The other one we're going to do is a little bit trickier and will take a little bit longer. But we are going to make crystals, real crystals like that. And they glisten and they shine and they're beautiful. So I will show you how to do that as well. Okay? So the first thing we need is salt, of course, because we're talking about salt. This is table salt. And usually you would have it in a salt shaker, which my salt shaker has gone upstairs. Salt is on your table almost every day. Even if it's not, you're probably eating it on French fries or corn on the cob or lots of different foods that you like to eat because salt makes it taste better. That's one kind of salt. And this salt comes from the ocean, the sea. Have you ever been to the ocean? If you've gone swimming in the ocean and then you lick your lips, you'll taste the salt. And the salt helps you to float. It's really fun. But they can also take the salt out of the water and put it into a box for us to use. Then there's another kind of salt. This one is borax. And this is the salt from the rock in the ground, which you probably saw in the kids' talk. Saw a big pink rock made of salt. This is not something you can eat. This is something that you cannot put in your mouth. This could be dangerous for you, so just be very, very careful with that. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make different colors. Now I have already started making some here, and I just found an old muffin container. It's kind of cool to have that for that, and some food coloring. And I'm just finishing now, just making some yellow. So I just put 2, maybe 3 drops of yellow, and then I squish it around in the salt until it all absorbs the salt and makes. This is better maybe to do this a little bit earlier than you're going to do the craft, because it will have a bit of time to dry and you won't get food coloring on your fingers. But it doesn't matter one way or the other really. It just would be a little bit cleaner. So there we go. I've got yellow, and I've got red and purple and blue and green and orange. So what you need to have is some glue. This is school glue, and it's in the kind that you can pour little lines of, okay? So we're going to open this up, and you're going to think about what you want to do. Do you want to make just a nice, beautiful pattern, like what you see on the internet? You can pen print these off and give you some ideas. It shows you some things other kids have done. Or you can make your name, or you can make the sun, sky, trees, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to make a pattern. So I'm going to go very quickly around and make a pattern with the glue first, okay? Sort of like that. And then maybe another little circle here and a circle here. Just some little fun pattern that I've decided just to do. Then you're going to take all of these different colors, and just like Aubrey did, just take a finger pinch and sprinkle it on. I think I will try some yellow next and sprinkle some on here. And maybe some red. And some purple. And then start with blue again. And some green. And some orange. This is going to be like a rainbow of salt. And that's kind of like what we should be. We should be a rainbow of love, sharing with everybody. This is a picture that you could probably share with somebody that you love too, and show them how much they mean to you by making something special for them. Make them smile. Maybe a grandparent or a favorite aunt or uncle. Show them what you can do. Okay. Put some yellow on this one here. The yellow one isn't quite dry yet, so it's a little bit choppy. So that's why I suggested that you let this dry before you start doing this. But it's still okay. And when you've finished, you will find that when it dries, that it will be a little bit bumpier than what you're expecting, because the crystals have joined together. And you will see that the little salt crystals that are on here have become much bigger salt crystals on here, because they're joining together. And that's another thing that you can think about when you're doing something good for somebody. Join together with somebody else. 2 is always better than 1. And 3 or 4 is even better than that. This is the craft that we're going to be doing in Sunday school this Sunday. So I would really like to invite you to come, and I'll help you do one of your own here. Because the more the better, the more children there are, the more fun it is. And we're all distancing, and we're all keeping safe here, using all the safety protocols for COVID. So we don't have to worry about that at all. But we will have fun reading the stories and singing the songs together. There we go. Now, are you ready to see my creation? I'm going to give it a quick little shake. And there it is. Now, the longer I let it sit, the longer it takes to dry, I will notice that those crystals will be joining together to make bigger crystals. like Aubrey's did. So that is a very fun craft to do. And a nice gift to give to somebody. Our next one we're going to do is going to be a little bit more involved, but really, really fun. What you're going to need for this is a big jar like this, about 2/3 full of very hot water, as hot as you can get it. Then we're going to need to have some laundry soap. It's borax. It helps to make clothes whiter. And it helps to clean things, but it's not the kind of salt that you would eat. So what we're going to do first is this is some here, I've poured some into this bottle to make it easier. We have to, what's called saturate this water with this borax salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a couple of spoonfuls, and then we're going to stir it until the hot water dissolves it. Now for about a cup and a half of water, it's suggested that you use about 8 spoonfuls. So we've put in 2, 3, 4. But we want to get it so that there's so much salt dissolved in the water that it can't take any more salt. And you'll know that because there will be salt at the bottom of your jar that is not being dissolved. And that's when you know that it's holding as much of this salt as it could possibly hold. Okay. So after every couple of spoonfuls, give it a stir, because we want to make sure that it's dissolving in there in the hot water. And maybe 2 more. Okay. So while that's dissolving for a minute, I'm going to show you the one that I made last week to show you what we're going to do. This is what we're going to make today. And it is absolutely gorgeous. The light is shining on it and it is sparkling like stars in the sky. It's so pretty. You can even see going up the strings the crystals there. When I'm finished, I'll cut that string off so that it will make a nice decoration. Or it could make a nice necklace for somebody. Or you could give it away as a present. And it's really fun to do. So I'm going to put red in this time, I think, because I want to see what a red crystal will look like. So I'm going to put lots of food coloring in because it's going to have to dissolve with the salt. And I'll give that another stir. And I can see at the bottom that there are some salt crystals. Even if I pull up the spoon, there are some salt crystals that did not dissolve. That means that there is enough salt. There is enough salt to make the crystal. So the next thing you need to do is to get a piece of string and 2 pieces of pipe cleaner. White is the best because that will absorb the color that you want it to have. But you could use any color. So what you're going to do is you're going to make this into kind of like a little basket. That's what. So you're going to go in and out like you're weaving it, in and out of all the different holes until you get it nice and tight like that. And then you can do the same with this side. You're going to weave it around and push it through the holes. Make sure it's nice and tight and snug. And that's the shape that your crystal is going to take. So if you want to make it a little bit different, you can do that too. Because it's a pipe cleaner, you can make it point out like that. You're going to then take a string and tie a little bit through one of the loops. And then you need a pencil or a stick or something to hold it from going all the way down. We're going to put it in the water and make sure that it is not touching the sides or the bottom, because we want those salt crystals to be attracted to this and to go right to this. Okay? Then I've already tied a loop in this one to make it a little easier. So what I'm going to do is put it down, make sure that it's not touching the bottom or the top, or it's not touching the sides. And then comes the hard part, the waiting part. Then we have to wait about 8 hours until we get our crystal. So next time you meet me on God's Garden, I will show you this one. But right now I can show you the one that I made a couple of days ago. And it's going to turn out just like that. You can rewind the video and watch it again just so you make sure that you're doing it right. And have fun making lots of them, because this is something that you could maybe give away for Christmas presents. It's so pretty. All right, we have a song next. Our song today is called I Am the Church. And that means that we are the ones who are learning about God's love so that we can share God's love with everybody else. Just like salt makes food taste better, we can make the world a better place too. I will sing it through once, and then the second time I sing it through, I'm going to change the word church to the word salt, because now we know what that means. Are you ready? I am the church, you are the church, we are the church together. All around Stittsville, all around the world, yes, we're the church together. I am the salt, you are the salt, we are the salt together. All around Stittsville, all around the world, yes, we're the salt together.